Good morning, this is Clay at claytrader.com. This will be a live trade video where I try to capture some of my trades as they play out live. Currently watching NETE, was alerted by a member of the community. Have an order in to buy, if you're not familiar with my screen down here. So NETE, I want to buy 500 shares at $13.25. As far as these being live, what do I mean? Well, this is not some sort of recording where I record everything and then I come back and talk about it. No, you are getting my raw thoughts, my raw emotions as things happen here. So $13.25, I have no idea if that's going to actually play into the video. Maybe it'll never come into play. Maybe it will. I don't know. But that's it. So if you're looking for a nitty gritty, real life, looking at to what day trading looks like, this will provide that. If you're looking for some like polished professional video, you're probably not going to get that because I'll be stumbling over my words as I try to think, talk to you, make alerts in the private community all at once. And if you've watched any of these past videos, you know, sometimes things can get a little bit bumpy, but that's what I mean by live is you are seeing stuff play out for the first time that I've seen it also. So, I mean, the raw thought process and everything. So as of right now, I'm thinking, yeah, if it breaks down through 1475, it should go to the downside. That is very clearly a buyer right there at 1475. Now, when I say it should go, I don't know if I mean it'll drop all the way down and fill me at 13.25, but I'd like my chances at that point. So, all right, well, I will go ahead and pause, and if it looks like I'm going to get filled or something else comes about, I'll get the video rolling. If not, I'll just see you back at the official open. I do like 1650 as a breakout point. It's broken above there a couple times and has made nice moves. So you got to, I like 10 chances of it at least getting up to 17 if it can break through 1650 again. Both times it's gotten up over 17. So, I mean, if you just plan on getting to at least 17, that seems like, of course, nothing's guaranteed, but a valid thought to be having. So I'll keep a close eye on it. In fact, what I'm going to do here is get 1650 alerted. So NETE 1650 upside breakpoint. Gotta like the chances it at least goes to 17. This is on the 2-minute. So there we go. So now members of the community have the same exact alert. So in other words, it's not like I bought and then made the alert. We're all watching. And it's not like they're going to do it just because that. I mean, we're a group of independent traders. I've just alerted 1650 as an interesting point, but it's up to members to decide if they want to do anything with it or not. But yeah, right now it's looking like it's do or die between 1475 as support and 1650 as resistance. Even if 1630 is broken, I might try to anticipate the break, which is a little higher risk because technically speaking, 1650 wouldn't be broken. So again, 1475 is definitely that key level of support down there. All right, so I'll go ahead and pause. All right, this thing is really just behaving like it wants to make a move really in either direction. And since it can move so fast, I'd hate to miss what goes on with the video. But like I said, if this thing can potentially get up through 1630, that may be good enough for me. Again, a higher risk because technically speaking, 1650 wouldn't have been broken, but high risk, but that would also give me a better entry point. So let's see what it wants to do. There's the break of 16. And back down it goes. Yeah, definitely struggling right up around that area. Yep, 1630. That does seem to be the level. I'll keep the video rolling in case it wants to try to recover back up. And back down it goes. All right, I'm going to go ahead and pause. All right, once again, behaving like it might want to do it. In at 1636. Looking for that move up above 1650. Can it get up? There we go. Oh, that was a bad fill. Got up there to 17, which is exactly what I thought it would do, and it's above 17, but yeah, I thought I was getting out much, much closer to 17 than what I did at 1665. I realize I sound like a greedy savage right now. You know, made $143 in all of about 10 seconds, and I'm sitting here almost complaining about it. So I'm not complaining. I get that could sound really bad. I'm more than grateful with making $143 in basically 10 seconds, but all I was saying was I thought I was getting out closer to 17, which you heard me say, and which I typed out. And also just to show how the chat room works, I did make an update, and the nice thing about the chat room is you can, you know, click right there and then, you know, where to edit a post. So anyways, I edited it, and of course I always throw in the word update to make note that it is an update, or excuse me, an edit. But right there, 1630 seems to be the main breakout point now. And I got in slightly afterwards at 1636, slight little pullback, and then just went very, very nicely right up to 17, which again, you know, you got to like the chances of it at least goes to 17. Unfortunately for me though, and like I said, I'm not saying that in a greedy savage way, but just thought I was actually, when I was selling, it was closer to 17. But that's the nature of the beast when you're trading these highly volatile stocks like that. It can happen, but a nice little example there of how the community works, how members, and like I said, we're all independent thinkers. So for all I know, maybe there's some members that are still hanging on right now. They're thinking, their thought process, no, I think Clay, I think it's got the chance to go up above 17. I think it's got a great chance to get up through 1750 and 18. And if they're right, well, then they're gonna be making a whole lot more money than what I did. But the point here being, I alerted the 1650, revised that to 1630, got people's eyeballs on it, and then it was up to them. Maybe some people didn't even want to take the trade. That's cool too. But you know, we are a group of wolves, not sheep. And I say that in the sense of we can think for ourselves. We'll work together to identify levels, but at the end of the day, we're not a bunch of sheep that just blindly follow one another. So if you want the mentality to be a wolf as compared to a sheep, then yeah, maybe consider joining. But if you're like, no, I want to be told what to do every single step along the way, yeah, you're probably not going to fit in. All right, well, the market opens up here in 15 minutes, and we'll see if anything else comes about. Maybe I should have noted earlier, I guess that's just the nature of these live videos, but I am heading off today for a little mini vacation with friends, going up to Traverse City, which if you've never been to Traverse City, which is in Michigan, I mean, it looks like the Bahamas out there. The water, I could show you a picture of Traverse City and Lake Michigan up there, and then show you, you know, a picture of the Bahamas or the Caribbean. You wouldn't be able to tell the difference. It's crazy. Anyways, point being, going to be going up there, so not even going to be a full day, but I will maybe still make some trades, but I don't know. I'm happy. I mean, up $143 on a day where I'm leaving for vacation, some nice little spending money. The nice spending money was made within 10 seconds. So I still, like I said, might make a trade, but I would also say that I wouldn't be shocked if I just call it a day here, which is kind of crazy to be done before the market technically even opens. But like I said, I'm not quite willing to go that far. I'll look around, see what kind of opportunities are out there, but that's kind of the background context of what's going on of the video right now. Is I have that in the back of my mind, knowing that I'm going on vacation. I want to enjoy myself. So although I'm still a little disappointed that I didn't get out, I mean, I was thinking $250 on that one, and I'm up 143. But that's okay. You're probably getting sick of me talking about that, but that's kind of the psychology right now that is still in the back of my mind. So I need to be careful about that, not let it affect any of my future decisions. But all right, well, market opens up here in about 5 minutes, so we'll see what happens. All right, the markets are open. NETE. Pulling back. High of that is, let's see, 1540. We'll see what it wants to do. Definitely not going to trade this on the first minute. Just wait and look at that. I mean, you know where there's people at, well, and it's going to get halted too. All right, well. So NETE is going to get halted. So that one's no good. SPI is halted already, as would be suspected. And this is, you know, what I just, so again, just to see how the chat room works. Where was that? So I just made this comment here in the chat room. SPI, and I made this right here if you look closely at 9:22 a.m. SPI, you got to think ends up in a halt. In which direction, I have no idea within the first minute. So if you're thinking of trading it, ask yourself how you feel about being stuck in a halt. Again, going back to the theme of we all think for ourselves. Maybe some people are okay with that, taking that risk. I'm going to buy and we'll just see what happens with it. And I'm willing to be stuck in a halt. Other people may be saying, no, I definitely don't want to be stuck in a halt. But you can see right there, played out perfectly. But I got, oh, Tesla, wow. Don't do it on this one. 366, I like it. If it can hold up above it. Let me get that alerted. Tesla 366, flush point, 1 minute. It's sitting right at that level, but I'm not going to take it on this candle. Oh, you see the next candle started and then immediately broke down through it. So we'll see how this one wants to behave here. PENN looks like a potential dead cat bounce. Let's see. Oh yeah, wow. Flush point 64, 1 minute. What is that area? More so 64.25. Let me get that edited. 64.25. Just bring that over so you can see that right there. Flush point 64.25. 64.25. So let's see if this thing wants act like it wants to roll back over. Or maybe this thing is just going to keep on grinding. I don't know. Low of 64.89. All right, broke to new highs. I like 64.85 here if it looks like it can break down through there. Let me get that updated. Edit. Update. 64.85. So let's see what it wants to do here. In at 64.89. Let's see if we can get down through 64.70. We can. All out. Excellent. Right there for a quick $109 scalp. I will take it. Now up $250, but let's see what else I can find. Well, hindsight, totally hindsight trading here, but you saw me talk about 366. And just so you know that this is not me hindsight trading or anything. I mean, literally everything here was documented. I mean, right there, I was in a hurry. I promise I know how to spell flush, so with the W there, but everything was documented. So I just show you that, so you know that I'm not like talking here in hindsight. This was all alerted, but for me, the example here is I didn't want it on that candle, and then you saw, and you can scroll back, the very next candle, it just broke down through it, and you know, at that point, it just seemed like it left me in its dust. Granted, I went in PENN, turned out well, but yeah, very good morning for members in these alerts. Some very rational behaving stocks. I mean, stocks are behaving the way you would think that they would. Now, nothing is guaranteed, but there are scenarios in the market, which is why you can have consistency in trading, where you can say, you know what, that's more likely to happen than not. And everything that was more likely to happen than not so far has occurred, including Penn. I mean, look at that. That was a big winner. Granted, I chose the wrong strategy in the sense of a scalp. For people that maybe, again, thinking for themselves, chose something differently, well then, hey, they could have made a lot more money on it, as it went down over $1. What's going on with DKNG here? Let's see. Come on, chart. Well, E-signal. Why is that? Is it E-signal? There we go. All right, that one's kind of already made the move. I mean, it's like I said, I'm already up $250. I'm going on vacation today. Traverse City, Crystal Blue Waters. I don't know. I feel like almost I'm being a greedy savage right now, wanting more. I don't know if it's that or if it's like I just want to make, like, let's just get another trade for the YouTube video. The YouTube video voice is very real. Wow, Boeing just getting crushed. Can't say I alerted that one. Why? I alerted just the opening candle right there, but nothing too specific. It was because it was just kind of more broad context at that point. So no, can't quite say. Well, NET's back open. Let's see. Yeah, this thing has just got such a high halt risk now, and I do not feel like having to sit through a halt and being at the mercy of the market. That's just not what I'm looking to do. So I'm going to have to just, no more NET for me. Just because, like I said, the risk of being in a halt is too much, and I don't like sitting through a halt. SPI still halted. So you know you got some nervous people out there. Where was it? Oh, wow. I mean, look at that range. I'm sorry, but if you traded SPI out of the opening gates, you're not, that wasn't trading on your part. That was totally gambling, all right? I'm not a gambler. Yes, you are a gambler if you traded SPI. You really were. The spreads, the high risk halt, everything. And let me put it this way. If you didn't know that it had a high risk halt before opening up, you shouldn't be trading at all. I mean, that's just a fact of the matter. And I know, well, you're mean, Clay. That's just how it is. Like, you should know that SPI had a very, very high risk halt. So to still be trading something when it has a high risk halt, that's totally gambling. To not know that it had a high risk halt, but you're still trading, that is gambling. There's just really no way to get out of it. Bear pull 1 minute. I'm really not good at typing and talking at the same time. Where are we at time-wise on this video? We're at 17 minutes. All right, I'm going to go ahead and pause. I'll look for one more trade. If not, I'm just going to wrap this up. Let's see what else I can find. Well, SPI is back open again, and it's just it's untradeable when something has that big of a spread and it's going to get halted again. It's been open for 10 seconds and it's getting halted. I mean, this is just not trading. It's too choppy, it's too volatile, and I get it. Everybody thinks SPI is fantastic. Oh, look at all this money that could have been made. And yeah, just because something makes a big move doesn't mean that you should actually be trading it. And I also sound like, well, you're just a hater, Clay. You just don't know how to trade those. I know, I get it. The Dunning-Kruger effect is real. If you don't know what I mean by the Dunning-Kruger effect, I'd encourage you to do some research on it. But I know I'm just a hater. I'm terrible at trading them. That's why I'm poo-pooing on SPI. But all I can say is go for it. You keep trading SPIs, and I'm not saying you won't make money on this exact type of stock, but you keep trading stocks like SPI over the long haul. And, you know, like I said, just remember who tried to tell you up front that this is not trading. That's just totally gambling, because there's just nothing you can do about it. In terms of, that was a nice move. No shares to short, though. All right, well, it is 9:42 a.m. I'm up $250. I made some money to spend on vacation, and that's how I like to make money to spend on vacation, right? You just sit at home, press some buttons on a computer. I'll go. Here we go. Now Tesla. It's just as I think I'm wrapping things up. Now we got Tesla maybe presenting let's see, 359. That's 50. So I'm just doing some risk management here. So if I take 50 and I'm wrong, that's $100. I'd still be up 150. Am I happy with $150 before vacation? Yeah, I'd be happy with that still. 359. I'm going to go short, risking about $100. Let's see if it wants to get down. In at 359.01. Let's see if we can get some more push to the downside here. Ooh, 358.58. What a stubborn area that is. Yeah, that was crazy. See if it wants to go back down there again. In fact, if it does go back down to that 358, 50-ish area, I might like to add in another 50 share. Whoop. Or just take a loss of $133. that turned around quickly. All right, well, so actually a little bit down more than what I thought, but that's Tesla for you in the big slippage there. And I realize this thing could still come back down, but it is what it is. It's Tesla, so this thing could just continue to rip higher and higher. So still have I'll have to tell my wife, sorry, we can only eat Chinese food now, or Domino's pizza, because my last trade, I actually set us back some, but it is what it is. I like this. I love that setup, actually. I'll take that setup all day long. And it worked. It just didn't work quite enough for me to have it make sense to start taking profits off the table. But yeah, that's a fantastic setup. Just didn't work out. So it is what it is. Well, a fantastic lesson in risk management. Look at this thing go. Still grinding higher and higher. In other words, not only could I have just given back all my gains, I would be in the hole quite a bit right now. So that is why risk management matters. I'll tell you what, that feels fantastic now. It's always annoying when you get stopped out and then it goes in your favor. But when you see things like this occur and you're like, wow, if I hadn't taken that loss, things would be really bad right now. That's great. If you've never traded, maybe you can't relate. Maybe this time, look at this thing. It's still going. Maybe you can't relate. Why are you so happy about taking? I don't know how to explain it other than the fact of it could have been so much worse. And look at this thing. It's still going. Is it going to get up through 367.50? If it does, it's probably going to go up here and retest those highs. If it can get up through 3, there it is. And look at this thing, still going. Now above 368. Wow. And I got out at 360. So that's basically another, what we'll call it $6. So that would have been another $300 on top of the 133. So that's a roughly speaking about $733 I could have lost. So think about that, $733. That means my 250 would have been wiped away, and then I would have been sitting at right around a $500 loss, and it's still going. Look at this go. And that's what I mean by live. No idea that was going to happen, but what a classic example here of why risk management matters, why you need to honor risk. Yes, that was not pleasant. I'm not going to sit here and be like, but looking at it now, that feels like a win. And it was a win, because think about it. What's the alternative? Well, holding and hoping. Hold it. Look at this thing go. And right now I am fully stalling because I want to see how high this thing goes. Look at this. I was in right. Oh my goodness. And this was a great setup too. So many learning lessons. Just because something is beautiful, just because something is an awesome setup, doesn't mean that it's going to for sure work. And so how high has it actually gone? It's gone as high as now over $10 now, right? Yeah, I got in at 359. It's gone over. Yeah, that's crazy. Wow. Think about that. It's gone over $10 more against me, and it's still going. I'm wondering if it can get through the purple line right there, though. Well, absolutely unplanned, classic, and then look at that purple line starts to go back down. But example on, wow, it's 24 minutes. I don't even care. You couldn't have ended this a better way in terms of why you got to manage risk, because and think about that. It could have been a situation where, well, the last 2 or 3 times I've honored risk, the price ultimately goes in my favor. So I'm not going to honor it. And then look what the market can do to you. Oh yeah, well, this time we're not going to go in your favor. We're going to keep showing you why you should have been disciplined in the first place. So overall though, that's all I have for you. I will take it. 119. Woo, that could have been, actually, I'm going to do the math real quick. So give me a second. And look at it now. As I'm doing the math on my calculator, now I got to redo the math again. But anyways, I'll just base it off of that 374 mark. Well, we can add in another dollar. So 375 went up as high as, that would have been an $800 loss. $800 loss. Instead, it was $133. So think about that. Not only would my $250 been wiped away, And look at this thing, still going. Woo! Wow. I manage risk, everybody. Okay. If there's one thing you walk away from this video understanding, manage risk. I get it. It can be annoying. You get stopped out, and then the price goes in your favor, and it can lead you down the pathway, because I've been there of, well, the last several times I didn't, I was disciplined as a trader. I would have been right. I would have made money. All it takes is one of these, where it just keeps going and going and grinding and grinding. And it can knock you out of the game. It can put a massive hole in your trade account. And look at this thing is still just continuing to grind. I suppose that people don't want to learn or whatever, they probably clicked off. But for those of you that are still here, we'll let this play out just a little bit while longer. But yeah, crazy stuff. So that would have been, like I said, roughly speaking, potential how high did it go up to? 377. No, so potential, again, roughly speaking, $850 loss. But instead, because of risk management, right there, $133, manage risk. And I still close the day up $120. So yes, unfortunately, I don't have quite as much spending money for vacation, but this is how I make money to spend on vacation, right? For vacation. How? You manage risk, right? That was the linchpin here. Forget the winning trades. Those 2 winning trades could have easily been wiped out had I not managed risk. So how do I make money for vacation? By managing risk. And that's how you need to do it too. That's how you need to keep yourself alive in the trading game. Don't focus on winning. Yes, winning is an important thing, but the most important thing is risk management, because here would have been 2 winners wiped away with 1 undisciplined loss in a very, very big way. So hopefully that helps you out. Hopefully that kind of sinks in. Now, if you are interested in getting the alerts that you saw me type out, I mean, it was a very nice morning for alerts, and I didn't even alert that one I took a loss on. So that one was never alerted, just because I felt like maybe a little higher risk there. Not that I have any idea it was going to get that nasty. Absolutely not. But if you are interested in getting the alerts and joining me and other traders, claytrader.com/team, just go there. And the way to think through that, it's $99, not per month, but for 3 months. So really it's just a question of, all right, if I invest in $99, do I believe I can get at least $8.25 per week of value? Because that's what it breaks down to, $8.25 per week. If you think you can get at least $8.25 per week of value, then you'll get a great return on your investment. So be sure to check that out. And there's also a mobile app, so it's not like you have to change your computer. As far as these videos are concerned, though, the live trades, if you enjoy them, if you want me to keep making them, then a very quick, time-efficient way to communicate that to me, just hit that like button. Simple as that. Questions, comments, suggestions, leave those down below. I do read and will reply to all comments. And then finally, check out the channel as a whole. There's lots of other live trade videos. There's a variety of other good educational videos. So hopefully you like what you see enough to hit that subscribe button. I'd love to have you as a subscriber to the channel. But like I said, yeah, if you want my watch list, my alerts, and to see what I'm seeing in real time during the market, then yeah, claytrader.com/team. Hope you decide to join. First off, thanks so much for watching the entire video. Real quick, before you go, I want to invite you to a live webinar, web class, training, workshop, online event, whatever you want to call it, but it will be me live revealing to you what I've discovered that has allowed me to transform myself from being an employee to being my own boss, including how I had only 1 losing day out of 73 days in total. I'm going to cover 3 keys that have helped me unlock profitable consistency within the markets. The first key is super weird, but in a productive type of way. The second key is super awesome because it quite literally is wired into our DNA as humans, making it very easy to use. But in a cruel way, this becomes a pitfall for many traders. I'll explain it all though, including how to avoid the pitfall that it creates for some. And yeah, the third key, when you hear it, sounds way too good to be true, but it's not, and I'll show you how it all works. Then at the end, I open it up for a question and answer session that is, again, totally live. Even if you can't make the live session, please still sign up as it will be recorded, and you can go back and watch the replay that I will send you. Click the image on the screen or click the link down in the description box so you can get the date and time and claim your spot, which I should note is limited due to the fact that this truly is a live event. If you have any questions, let me know. If not, I'll be seeing you soon.